Hare Krishna, good evening, welcome all of you all for our Saturday evening Bhagavatam class. So we are doing the Kunti Stuti. So we have completed verse number 31, if I am not mistaken. 31, right? So we will just take a fast recap of what we did so that all doubts, these things all cleared. So क्या discuss किए थे last verse में? What was the crux of what we had discussed? Everyone remembers. I was not there, you were there. So you should know that. है ना? Please remember, we were discussing about the perplexity what Krishna gives about his taking birth as a human being. बोलते हैं आप मनुष्य के रूप में आते हो, कौन है? बिभेति यत् अपि यत् बिभेति, जो भय स्वयं जो डरता है वो व्यक्ति आज यशोदा मैया के छड़ी देख के he is afraid, he is shivering. How is it possible? How could it that this person could be shivering, and who's just lifting by one eyebrow, thousands and thousands of Brahmanda are created and destroyed, and from just by that person is acting as if he is afraid. So what does this mean? She is saying it is very confusing. We'll just read the translation so that we can get a fast get the flow of it. O Lord, no one can understand your transcendental pastimes, which appear to be human and so misleading and are so misleading. You have no specific object of favor, nor do you have any object of envy. People only imagine that you are partial. Of course, it is bewildering, O soul of the universe, that you work through. You are inactive, though you are inactive, that you take birth through, though you are the vital force of the unborn. You yourself descend among the animals, men, sages, aquatics. Verily, this is very bewildering. So, we have discussed this at large. And, Lord's birth, it's always bewildering because we always know, and I always make this statement, we know God is great, but we don't know how great God is. And we are trying to understand with our limited intelligence the greatness of God. Because God is something much beyond our capacity of thinking. We are restricting, I just saw one video on WhatsApp where somebody was showing toothpaste to the Lord. And many people appreciated it. भगवान को टूथपेस्ट दिखा रहे हैं, मतलब हमने भगवान को अपने स्तर पे लेके आए. We have not elevated ourselves to God's level. We have only brought level to God to our level. भाई लो दांत घसो. अरे we may be having smelly teeth, we may have a very smelly digestive system, but that's not God. God is Satchidanand. He doesn't require a toothbrush and a toothpaste. हाँ, एक बार नौका विहार कराओ, that makes sense. Okay, you're trying to give pleasure to the Lord, but showing toothpaste to the Lord and all that is, it's craziness. It's craziness. That means what? You have what? God to your level, human level पे लेके आगे. That's wrong. So today we are going to discuss this verse. Gopya tvai kratagasi dham tavat yatte dashashur kalyanjana sambrahma aksham vaktam tane bhaya bhavanasthitasya sayam vimoti bibi api yat bibeti. My dear Krishna, Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflowed with tears, which washed the mascara of your eyes. You were afraid, though fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering to me. Let's take the verse number 32 or so. केचित् आहुर्जन्मजातं पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्त्यै यादव प्रिया अन्ववाये मलयस्य एव चन्दनम्. Some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of the pious kings, and others say he was born to please the king Yadu, one of your dearest devotees. You appear in his family as sandalwood appears in the Malaya hills. Next verse. Then we will discuss all together. अपरे वासुदेवस्य देवक्यां याचितो अभ्यगात अजस्व त्वाम अस्य क्षेमाय वदायश्च सुर द्वेषाम. Others say that since both Vasudeva and Devaki prayed for you. You have taken your birth as their son. Undoubtedly, you are unborn, yet you take your birth for their welfare and to kill those who are envious of the demigods. So, again and again, Kunti Maharani is only trying to say one thing, that your appearance in this material world is bewildering, confusing. So, what is the confusion she is having? What is the confusion?
She is saying that there are different theories of Krishna's birth. Some would say that he is born to, annihilate the miscreants, and as well as give.
She gives answer in the next verse. To this question, she herself answers. Bharaavataranye bhuvo navo ivo dadu siddhantasya bhuri bharene jato hi atma bhuvartitaha. Where she clearly says, others say that the world is being overburdened like a boat at sea, is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed to for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the troubles. So she is only questioning, she is only making a statement that you are confusing, and then she herself is giving an answer that you have come to bhar जो है भारावतारण्य, भाव कम करने के लिए, that is the load of unwanted people. Who are the unwanted people? Those who are creating unrest, who are creating problem for the devotees, and who are following irreligion, not religion, irreligion. They are the people who are the bhara on this earth, and to remove them, God has appeared. She gives another answer to that. Bhave asmin klishyamananam avidya kama karma vi saranam smaranam arhani krishyanam iti kechana. And yet another say that you appear for the sake of rejuvenating the devotional service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so on, in order that the conditioned soul suffering from the material pangs might take advantage and gain liberation. So this is a full set we are going to discuss today. Today we are going to cover a lot of verses. So the purpose, first and foremost, she is again and again telling that your appearance is confusing. And she is confused because she knows the actual power of the Lord. And she is saying, when you are the actual great personality, why have you taken birth? And then she herself tries to answer. So, what is Lord's darshan? When she is taking the Lord's darshan, she is seeing the rupa of the Lord. But then why should she describe, why should we read the Shastra? जब हमने भगवान को देख लिया है तो हमको पढ़ने की क्या जरूरत है शास्त्र में? Why should we come to the Shastra? भी सब लोग नीचे देख के आ गए ना भगवान को, दर्शन करके आए. So you saw the Lord. Then why do we have to attend this class? Huh?
It increases your faith on the Lord when you hear the stories about the.
Okay, very good. Something else? और कुछ?
प्रभु जी, दुर्योधन ने भी भगवान को देखा था. But he could not change.
He could not change. Okay.
By reading about God.
By reading about God. Okay. Something, huh?
I'll give you an example which you have taught us. Books तो मिलती है, medical college से जाना ही पड़ता है. Unless you don't go to medical college, you can't become doctor.
Here I am asking a question, why should we read the very medical book itself? When we have taken the darshan of the Lord, when we have seen the rupa, what is the purpose of attending a satsang and coming to satsang and doing all this? Benefit क्या है? फायदा क्या है? We know his rupa, but if we want to know his swarupa, we have to refer to the Shastra to learn the स्वरूप ऑफ द लॉर्ड. भगवान का असली स्वरूप क्या है ये हमको शास्त्र बताएगा. भगवान जो रूप में, अभी मत्स्य का अवतार में भी आ सकते हैं, नरसिंह के रूप में भी आ सकते हैं, लेट्स से क्या बोलते हैं, कुर्म अवतार में आ सकते हैं, वामन और वरा अवतार में आ सकते हैं. तो someone say no, Lord means vara, pig. Lord means tortoise. If you want to know the swarupa of the Lord, you have to refer to the Shastra. And yes. है रूप और स्वरूप में फर्क क्या है? रूपा मीन्स just seeing the Lord as it is, as his appearances. But here Swarupa also involves the qualities, the goods of the qualities of the thing. जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, लड़का देखने में अच्छा है, फिर बाद में क्या बोलते हैं? सर्वगुण संपन्न है. तो ये सर्वगुण means a lot of, has a lot of in-depth analysis of that. So why from the seeing the boy, can you understand about the nature of the boy, or seeing the girl you understand the nature of the girl or the personality of the girl? How will you come to know? From the first sight of a girl or a boy, how will you come to know? You will have to ask somebody. अरे भाई कैसे है आदमी, कैसे है? हो बोले हाँ है सही है भाई सही है. चलो पूछने का देरी रहता है, वो अपना चालू कर देगा, अपना कथा चालू करेगा, है ना. Generally you ask anybody on seeing the face of it, अरे बहुत भला आदमी लगता है. But then you ask some referring person and he gives. So here the referring person, who is the correct referring person, who has understood the Shastra, who has understood God, it is one and only the Shastra, the Vedas. In fact, Lord goes to one step ahead. He says, if I tell something and the Shastra tells you something, which one will you follow? Yes. Lord says, don't follow me, follow the Shastra. Because that is my breath. In the Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, he says this. If you all have the Bhagavad Gita by any chance, if you all have, take out the Bhagavad Gita. 16.1 minute. Yes, 23, 16.23 Bhagavad Gita. Take out the Bhagavad Gita 16.23. यह शास्त्र विधि विधिम उत्सृज्य वर्तते काम कारतः न सिद्धिम अवाप्नोति न सुखम न पराम गतिम. What is Lord saying? He is saying, who is discards the scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims. अपने हिसाब से जो करता है, शास्त्र को बाजू में रख के, उसका क्या होगा? neither perfection nor happiness nor supreme destination. कुछ भी नहीं है. And people today, in today's term, what do people say? मेरा तो हिसाब ही अलग है भगवान के साथ. I love or I interact with God my own way. How is it possible? You cannot interact with God your own way. No, I will offer onion and garlic also, I will offer meat also. No, you can't. That's why Lord is very clear. He says, यह शास्त्र विधिम उत्सृज्य, ये शास्त्र का विधि कभी छोड़ना मत. In fact, the next word, he is going more strong. तस्मात् शास्त्रम प्रमाणम ते. शास्त्र ही प्रमाण है. तस्मात् शास्त्र प्रमाणम ते कार्य अकार्य व्यवस्थितो. क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, ये शास्त्र बताता है. ज्ञात्वा शास्त्र विधानोक्तम कर्म कर्तुम यह अर्हसि. What is Krishna trying to say? One should therefore understand what is duty and what is not to be, what is not duty. क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. By the regulation of scriptures, knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he is gradually elevated. तो हम हमारे हिसाब से मेनी पीपल जनरली पीपल कम एंड टेल ना, मैं मंगलवार को दारू नहीं पीता हूँ, सोमवार को नॉनवेज नहीं खाता हूँ, हाँ, शनिवार को मैं ये नहीं करता हूँ. दिस इज ऑल शास्त्र से नहीं है, ये खुद का बनाया हुआ एक शास्त्र है, खुद के कंफर्ट, हाँ, सुविधा और कंफर्ट जोन के लिए. इट इज नॉट द ट्रू. एंड व्हेन यू गो फॉर दिस टाइप ऑफ wrong shastric guidance or create your own shastra, you are not going to get perfection, you are going to get confused, you are going to become unhappy, and last but not the least, you are not going to get the ultimate destination also. आजकल तो लोग एक कदम आगे भी चल गए हैं. आजकल भूत प्रेत मलेच्छों को भी पूजा कर रहे हैं लोग, ये बाबा वो बाबा, है ना. आजकल बाबा का एक क्या बोल रहे हैं, फैशन चला हुआ है. वाई 33 करोड़ देवी देवता कम पड़ गए आपको? हाँ, 33 करोड़ देवी देवता अगर एक सेकंड के हिसाब से भी आप करोगे ना, आपके जीवन में टाइम कम पड़ेगा 33 करोड़ देवता. हाँ, एक सेकंड भी अगर आप 1 मिनट निकालते हो तो भी एक देवता के लिए उतना आयु ही है आपका जीवन में. एंड प्लस यू गॉट द सुप्रीम पर्सनालिटी ऑफ गॉडहेड, चाहे वो कृष्ण बोलो, राम बोलो, कुछ भी बोलो. बट वी आर बिजी डूइंग ऑल दिस टाइप ऑफ नॉनसेंस. दीज आर ऑल शास्त्र से नहीं है, ये शास्त्र के विरुद्ध है. इफ समवन इज टू बी डिक्लेयर्ड एज गॉड, इट हैज टू बी मेंशन्ड इन द शास्त्र. यू एंड आई कैनॉट डिक्लेयर समवन एज गॉड. वी आवरसेल्व्स हैव नो क्वालिटी, हमारे अंदर खुद ही कुछ गुण नहीं है. हाउ कैन वी डिक्लेयर समवन एल्स एज गॉड व्हेन वी आवरसेल्व्स आर नॉट फिट फॉर एनीथिंग? सो and this knowledge will be available where? Only in Shastra. And where you will learn the Shastra? In Satsang. When you come to Satsang, it's a very nice joke. Today Saturday evening, मॉल में खड़ा रहने को जगह नहीं रहता है, कैफेस एंड रेस्टोरेंट्स में वेटिंग चलता है, and you go to theaters, there's also full house pack. Tickets are costing more on Saturdays, Sundays than on weekdays. So why come in satsangs, you have to search kahan hai, kaun hai, you have to search. Why is it so? One acharya gives a very nice explanation. It's worth listening to this explanation. कहते हैं एक सोनार का या एक ज्वेलर का अगर आप दुकान देखोगे ना, बहुत अच्छा सजा रहता है, इट्स नीट क्लीन, एसी रहता है, देन बाहर एक वॉचमैन रहता है, एंड इट्स वेरी क्लीन नीट एवरीथिंग वेरी नाइस. मगर कस्टमर्स कितने रहते हैं अंदर? हार्डली वन. और दुकान में एक भी कस्टमर आ गया ना, चाहे वो पूरा महीने का कमाई कमा लेगा. वो 10 चेन ले लिया, 20 अंगूठी ले लिया, कान के बुट्टी बना लिया, ये बना लिया, वो ना, तो ज्वेलर तो एक दिन में पूरा महीने का भी कमा ले सकता है. सो इफ यू सी द ज्वेलर शॉप, देयर इज नो क्राउड. बट यू गो टू अ नॉर्मल मंडी मार्केट, दैट टू इफ इट इज अ टोमेटो मार्केट और भी अच्छा है. यू गो टू अ नॉर्मल मार्केट, chow 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 chow, so much of noise, so much of crowd. And the best part is, and that also goes for a speculated time, a specific time, and after that time you can't even keep your leg in that market. तो पूरा सड़ा हुआ सब्जी ये वो सब फेंके जाते हैं वो लोग. So the Acharya says, don't worry, keep satsang as a jeweler's shop only. Let very few come. But जो आता है वो क्या खरीदता है? हीरे मोती जवाहरात. एंड यहाँ पे असली हीरे मोती कौन है? भगवान. इट इज लॉर्ड हु इज एक्चुअल हीरा मोती. तो सत्संग में क्या मिलता है आपको? हीरा मोती मिलता है. और हीरा मोती की दुकान में हमेशा भीड़ कम रहती है. डोंट वरी दैट अरे कितने लोग हैं बाहर, अच्छे बियर बार में बैठे हैं, इधर बैठे हैं, सैटरडे नाइट मना रहे हैं. मनाने दो. उनको वहाँ भीड़ में रहने दो, अच्छी बात है। और वो भीड़ जैसे खत्म हो गई वापस, एंड दोज थिंग्स व्हाट दे आर सेलिंग ना इन द मार्केट आर ऑल पेरिशेबल। यहाँ पे डायमंड्स आर फॉर, है ना? सो बेस्ट इज बेटर बाय दिस डायमंड rather than buying those things which will perish and rot in few days. So please understand, Shastra and Satsang are the only two places where you get the complete understanding of Lord. Otherwise, even Kunti Maharani, the great devotee, she says, "Oh, you are very confusing to me." In fact, she gives a couple of nice examples which we will try to read today. She is giving some analogies which are very useful to us. First analogy she is giving is, I'll have to switch back, my mobile is slow. Some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of the pious kings. Now, who is the pious king? Yudhishthira. Okay, very nice. He is Ajatashatru. Very nice answer. But here it is not referred here to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Here it is referred to as the Yadu dynasty. The Yadu dynasty. So it is the Yadu dynasty को glorify करने के लिए, and the king of the Yadu was a pure devotee. And कैसा है, एक आजकल काफी वीडियो चल रहा है ना, ये योगी जी की बहन है. Anyone saw that video? ये योगी जी की बहन है, उत्तराखंड में चाय का दुकान बेचती है, फूल बेचती है, whatever it is. मतलब she is a very small personality, but this small personality came into highlight by whom? By her brother. So अगर घर में, अगर समझो दूर दूर में भी अगर कोई हमारा रिश्तेदार, कोई साइंटिस्ट, कोई बड़ा डॉक्टर या वकील या लेट्स से फिल्म स्टार कुछ होता है ना, तो हम लोग वी आर रिलेटेड टू, हमारे परिवार का है, भले मामा का, चाचा का, पड़ोसी का, मझवारे का, लंबा रहेगा तो भी वी विल अटैच. बट बेसिकली व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन बोर्न इन दैट फैमिली, because of that one person, the whole family becomes famous or renowned. Similarly, here Kunti Maharani is saying, जैसे मलया का चंदन, जैसे एक बोलते ना सूरत की घारी, और फिर क्या है भावनगर का घाटिया, no, like that place gets its recognition because of that one thing. So she is saying Malaya mountains is in Assam, Odisha Assam, near Odisha Assam. So when Malaya mountains, how did it get its recognition? For its chandan. जैसे आप नेपाल जाओगे ना, नेपाल is famous for शालिग्राम शिलास. गंडकी रिवर में शालिग्राम शिलास मिलते हैं. तो गंडकी river got its recognition because of the शालिग्राम्स getting over there. Similarly, so Lord जहाँ जहाँ जन्म लेते हैं, जहाँ जहाँ लीला करते हैं, वो सब जगह उनके वजह से, उनके नाम के वजह से फेमस हो जाता है. तो here she is saying, जैसे Malaya hills became famous for because of that best quality chandan, the high class chandan what you get in Malaya. Similarly, since you are appeared in that family, आप उस घर में जन्म लिए हो, पूरा खानदान का नाम रोशन हो गया. बीट भी यहाँ तक कि कम्स का भी नाम रोशन हो गया. कम्स बैड मैन, बट कम्स का इतना फेमस होने का वजह क्या था? बिकॉज ऑफ द लॉर्ड. हिरण्यकशिपु, कितने लोग बुरे बुरे लोग रहे, बट हिरण्यकशिपु, हिरण्याक्ष का नाम कैसे बढ़ा? बिकॉज भगवान ने उनका वध किया, नहीं तो उनका नाम बढ़ता था. इट्स लाइक getting associated, if some, even if the driver is going, many drivers are going, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, बट उसमें से एक ड्राइवर सलमान खान का रहेगा, फॉरगेट ड्राइवर, मेड सर्वेंट, हजारों मेड सर्वेंट जा रहे हैं, यू आर नॉट बॉदर्ड, बट नो शी इज द मेड सर्वेंट ऑफ सो एंड सो हीरोइन, oh my god, you will start seeing the heroine, that maid servant also, right? This is how Lord has glorified the family. Another thing, in the starting of the verse she is saying, you are unborn but you take birth. This is most important for us to understand. Lord never takes birth. He was before the entire creation and he was present after the creation. Before the creation kaise and after the creation kaise? Can anyone explain to me? Yes, boliye. हाँ बोलो, कैसा before the creation, after the creation? How is Lord there? बोलिए विशाल प्रभु, बोलिए.
Lord has only created the creation, so he is there before the creation.
Hmm.
Annihilation के बाद में भी he is only left out to recreate.
To recreate. So what does it depict? Shastra says, एकाकी न रमते. भगवान अकेले थे, न रमते, बोर हो गए, अकेले क्या करूं, तो लेट मी डू ना. बच्चे को भी आप रूम में छोड़ दोगे तो बच्चा भी क्या करेगा, 10 मिनट 5 मिनट कुछ ना कुछ चाहिए, मोबाइल, टीवी, कुछ, समथिंग टू कीप हिमसेल्फ ऑक्यूपाइड. So Lord has created the entire creation to keep us occupied. Is it? No. To select the souls who can come and do His personal service. Otherwise, people generally come and tell me, Prabhu ji, mukti means what? भगवान में लीन हो जाना. कितना बार अभी तक मुक्त हुए हम लोग? कितना बार मुक्त हुए? Countless times, because every time when there is pralay, the entire living entities are taken back. जैसे भगवान के एक एक रूम कोप से एक एक ब्रह्मांड आता है, सब उनके अंदर ही जा रहा है. And we are lying dormant during the time of pralay. And again we are injected back into the creation from that very point. From that very point. Why? As per the law of karma. As per the law of karma, suppose I have behaved like a donkey. So next birth I will be injected as a donkey back in the next creation. So there won't be any gap. Continuously the chakra जो है ना वो चलते ही रहेगा. So if you think नहीं pralay means all karma reactions have come to zero, no. Because there are small interim pralayas also and there is one mahapralay also. That is at the day of Brahma, at the life of Brahma, various pralayas happen. After 4 Chaturyugas there is one small pralay. After a Manvantara there is the pralay. So various pralayas are there. So where is the question of going inside the body of the Lord? We are already inside the body of the Lord only. We were very much inside the body of the Lord when the creation was not being done, and then when the creation was done, we were again sent back. So what does this mean? This means we are trying to see the Lord under whom we are sitting. हम लोग उसके अंदर ही बैठे हैं और उसी भगवान को देखने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. So Lord is unborn, He was unborn, and He will always remain unborn. Born means, in Shastric terms, birth means birth by force. No choice. No choice of gender, no choice of money, no choice of anything. आपको जन्म लेना ही है और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है आपके पास. और इसमें आपको सुख भी भोगने मिलेगा और दुख भी भोगने मिलेगा. ये एज पर द लास्ट कर्मस. बट भोगने के दौरान, during the process of enjoying and suffering the karmas, you are creating a new set of karmas. So this is an eternal problem. Others say that since both Vasudeva and Devaki prayed for you, you have taken your birth as their son. Undoubtedly, you are unborn, yet you take birth for the welfare and to kill those who are envious of the demigods. Now, Vasudeva and Devaki, ऑलरेडी कृष्णा बुक जिसने पढ़ा है, किसने पढ़ा है वसुदेव देवकी के बारे में? हाँ, कृष्णी गर्भ एंड सुतापा, they did tapasya. They did tapasya to have a child. And what did they ask when God came? We want a child like you. There is nothing in this world which will be like God. We ourselves, we are very proud to call ourselves, we are unique, you see, I am very unique. We are unique cartoons. But we are unique. When we ourselves can be unique, how can there be someone who is similar to God? There's only one. So Lord said, okay, fine. Since you have asked me, you have prayed for me, never your prayers will go waste. Your tapasya will never go waste. I will be born as your son. And वहाँ पे Dhara और Drona, they were also doing worship of Lord to have Lord as their son. So what they did? Lord was born here, but they enjoyed the childhood pastime. They said, we want to see you playing in our lap. Krishna said, don't worry. तो उन्होंने यहाँ का लीला भी किया और वहाँ का भी लीला किया. इन्होंने बोला हमको बच्चा आप जैसा चाहिए, बोला मेरे जैसा नहीं, मैं ही बच्चा बन के आ जाऊँगा. और वहाँ पे क्या बोला? वहाँ पे वो लोग ने बोला था हमको आपको खेलते हुए देखना है. And see how Lord is reciprocal to his devotees. How many of you know the story of Srinivas? There is Balaji, Tirupati Balaji. Huh? How many? Only you know, but rest of the people don't know. So, just because Yashoda Maiya talked to Krishna and she said, I took care of you from the entire childhood. पूरा जीवन, बचपन मैंने आपको खेलते हुए देखा, सब किया. बट और पूरा जीवन बचपन में यशोदा मैया को सबसे बड़ा टेंशन क्या था? कि मेरे बेटे का शादी कैसे होगा, इस कालू कलेटे का शादी कैसे होगा. और बराबर शादी के टाइम पे ही वेंट टू मथुरा. शादी एक दो नहीं, ऑफिशियली 16,108. बाकी तो कितना है, हाँ? बट एक भी शादी क्या यशोदा मैया ने करवाया या यशोदा मैया ने देखा? Just to fulfill that one desire of Yashoda Maiya, he comes again as Lord Srinivas. And the marriage happens. She becomes the main person who connects the boy and the girl. I mean, that's another Leela. Somewhere in some house program, I will tell you that Leela. It's very nice. It's a beautiful story of Srinivas Kalyanam, what do you call it? It's very nice. And it's उसमें भी काफ़ी तत्व हैं जो हमको सीखने लायक है. तो बट इट्स वेरी नाइस. मतलब कहने का मतलब लॉर्ड ने यशोदा मैया का वो इच्छा भी पूरा किया. So that is why Lord is again called as, he is unborn, but he still takes birth, and that too for the welfare of killing those who are envious of the demigods. मतलब क्या है? Very old sing. What does Lord say? Pavitranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. But again, why should Lord take the special efforts? We all know, yes, Prabhuji, we know God comes to, for the sake of his devotees. आए हैं तो मार के गए, आपने काफ़ी बार बोल चुके. But at which point do we really realize Lord is only and only for his devotees? Lord is only and only for his devotees. Killing them and all is, he has only selected asuras पे कृपा किया उन्होंने. Why only selected Putana to become a Goloka resident? Green card दिया उनको. Actual green card वही है. What people run for green card is waste. It ceases after death. But actual green card तो Putana को मिला था. After death also going back to Goloka. That is actual green card. So why only Putana was given? Why other Rakshasis were not given? So many Rakshasis were there. कितनी केचरीज थी. Why only Putana? So he selects the demons also. किस डेमन को देना है, किस डेमन को नहीं देना है. क्योंकि जो उसके पास आते हैं, कुछ लोग हैं, कुछ डेमन्स हैं ना, वो लेट हिम बी, हम वो छोटे मोटे लोगों को परेशान करेंगे, उनको भगवान क्या करते हैं, होलसेल में मारते हैं, उनका सुदर्शन चक्र मारता है। बट कुछ नहीं, एक छोटा सा डिसीज दे देंगे, कोरोना छोड़ दिया था, करोड़ों लोग मर गए, वन स्मॉल डिसीज, वन स्मॉल अनसीन वायरस एंड crores of people died. So that is how God can equate the situation. But when it comes to devotees, he takes personal one-to-one connection and relation. That is the speciality of God. So others say that the world is being overburdened like the boat at sea, is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed to you. कृष्णा बुक में हम लोग देखते हैं, ब्रह्मा जी ने आके प्रार्थना किया था, सारे देवी देवता जाके प्रार्थना किया था कि भाई हमको इस भार से छुटकारा चाहिए। क्या भार था? धरती पे पूरे असुरों का, या wrong, bad doing people were thriving more. And this is it only once? How many other incidents can people, can anyone note and tell me from the Bhagavatam? Chalo?
About what question?
Lord, has he come only once to reduce the burden on the earth, or he has come earlier also, or in many other forms, or many other leelas has he done that? Mention.
Lord 12 avatars. He has come. Krishna, he has come and delivered the souls also, and
So what is the question here I am trying to say is to reduce the burden, जो भार कम करने के लिए, परशुराम, as Parshuram he had come to reduce the भार of all the क्षत्रिय, सारे क्षत्रियों का जो गलत तरीके से जा रहे थे उनको मारा. When there was a big problem where Vedas was misused by the Brahmanas for eating meat, how did he come? He came as Buddha and removed of all the Vedas, and then again he came as Shivaji to install the Vedas back. Shivaji came as Shankaracharya to install all the Vedas back. So time and again God has been doing this. It's not this is the first time. Bhar kai baar utare. And once, what did Dharti Ma do? What did the earth do? She took away all the seeds inside her and everyone was starving. That time, Prithu Maharaj took the form of a Kshatriya and he ran behind the earth, which took the form of a cow. And then, when she was afraid, she begged for forgiveness. She says, wrong people were milking me. That is why I took away everything. So many a times, there is always a general debate. The Britishers created artificial famine in Bengal when in the last 1945 or 46 there was a very big famine in India, which was a created famine. But Acharyas say, famines, when do famines come? When bad people start enjoying the fruits of this earth. Dharti Ma herself takes the seeds inside. And when the right people come, the pious people come, automatically rain comes and those seeds again sprout back. And that is what Prithu Maharaj did. He again milked from the 4 udders of the cow, he milked back the various things which were required for performing yajna. It was, why Anna was required? Anna is used for yajna also. So yajna ke liye it's an important one of the important ingredients. So Lord has come and taken the bhara of this earth, he has reduced the bhara of the earth n number of times, and to diminish the troubled people. So if we are in this context, understand one thing, that in people in general are saying that Lord is coming for the devotees. ठीक है, कृष्ण तो आके चले गए द्वापर युग में, हमारे लिए क्या? We have got the various leelas and what? Shastra, and The word spoken by the Lord Himself. Bhagavad Gita is the word spoken by the Lord. And just by discussing and talking those things, very simple, we are getting liberated from the cycle of birth and death. That is why Kali Yuga is the best yuga. You know what doesn't deteriorate in Kali Yuga? Everything deteriorates in Kali Yuga. Everything. Your tapa is gone. If I ask someone to do Ekadashi, Prabhu ji acidity ka problem hai, Prabhu ji gas ka problem hai, Prabhu ji heart problem hai, leg problem hai, diabetes hai. We have got n number of reasons, but we cannot do tapasya because Kali Yuga body itself is very degraded. Our body itself cannot take. Every 10 days we fall sick. What about दान? तो जी सही आदमी नहीं मिल रहा दान करने के लिए, सब चोर चपाटे हैं, किसको दान करें? No, today you want to give दान, big question, किसको दूं? है ना? Then tapa, दान, then what? Yagya. Doing yagya also is very difficult. So everything has deteriorated in Kali Yuga. But only one thing which has not deteriorated is the power of the holy name. That has not deteriorated. That has remained as it is. In fact, it has increased more. In fact, Uddhava asked Krishna, Mahatmya, Bhagavad Mahatmya, he says, अभी आप जा रहे हो, कलयुग आने वाला है, आपका पूरा लीला वाइंड करके जा रहे हो, तो अभी हम लोग करेंगे कहाँ ढूंढेंगे आपको? बोला मैं जा किधर रहा हूं? आई एम इन भागवत. I am entering into Bhagavad. I will be present in Bhagavad. Just read Bhagavad. Just chant my holy name, and that is enough to go back. Just taking darshan of the deities, darshan of holy people, darshan of sadhus, your process of deliverance becomes easier. I told this story once, but I will tell you once again. Once there was a hunter. एकदम लो ग्रेड हंटर था, ज़्यादा कुछ जानता नहीं था, हमेशा जंगलों में घूमता है. हंटर बोला तो घूमना ही पड़ेगा जंगल में. एक दिन घूमते घूमते जंगल में देखा एक साधु का आश्रम, मतलब ही डिडंट नो ही वाज अ साधु. उसको लगा ये भी कोई अपने जैसा इंसान रहेगा, अनदर वैरायटी ऑफ हंटर. ओनली थिंग इज जटा वटा दाढ़ी वाड़ी लगा के घूम रहा है. एंड ही वेंट एंड सॉ, जस्ट ही सॉ हिम, ही लाइक्ड watching that sadhu. So after every day morning we used to go watch that sadhu and go. One day he felt ये खाता क्या रहेगा, एक दिन let me treat him. Like treat बोला तो हर कोई व्यक्ति अपने लेवल का ट्रीट करेगा ना, अपने लेवल से ट्रीट करेगा ना. जो मांसाहारी व्यक्ति है वो मांस खिलाएगा. तो he said fine. So he went to the jungle and that day he caught one nice hiran in his trap. He bought that hiran. Oh Baba, come out, have this today, have you a feast, you take a feast. तो बाबा जी बाहर आए, देखा, अरे बाप रे क्या लेके आया तुम, लेके जाओ लेके जाओ लेके जाओ. अरे क्या आदमी है, इतना अच्छा मेहनत करके लाया है. I don't know, somehow I started loving you, I liking you, and I bought for you this. Eat this, very nice, very tasty. मैं ये सब नहीं खाता हूँ. अच्छा क्या आप क्या करने आए हो इधर? You are in the jungle means you are hunting, no? So what are you hunting? He said I am hunting Krishna. ये कौन सा जानवर है? तो बोला I'll can you tell me, describe me, I will get you. I have got full contacts. जंगल में बद्दू ओळखाण छे मारू. All animals I know, I'll catch for you that animal. I said okay. You described to him Krishna, पीताम्बरी पहनते हैं, वेणु बजाते हैं, कमर पट्टा बांधते हैं, ऊपर मोर मुकुट डालते हैं. All description he gave. Now this fellow said, यार अभी इज्जत का सवाल है. ठीक है, let me catch this Krishna प्राणी. Because he thought for him he was a animal. तो कृष्ण प्राणी को पकड़ता हूँ. So he was thinking कहाँ मिलेगा कृष्ण प्राणी. And now he took a vow. Before I don't catch this fellow ना, मैं खुद खाना नहीं खाऊंगा. जब इसको पहला वो कृष्ण प्राणी पकड़ के दूंगा. And this fellow, and the sadhu said, गया ना शांति, let me do my तपस्या nicely. ये गया 3 दिन से जाल डाल के बस ओनली थिंकिंग, वो ब्लू कलर वो कृष्ण है क्या, वो कुछ मोर मुकुट जैसा है वो कृष्ण है क्या, दैट पर्सन whom he has described वो है क्या. ओनली he was contemplating on, and What did that sadhu do? Only describe about God. ये वो तो बेचारा कंदमूल फल फूल खा के जी रहा है हैप्पीली. ये बेचारा 3 दिन से भूखा. 4th day फाइनली ही हर्ड आज तो किसी वक्त नहीं मिला तो मैं मर जाऊंगा. हाँ, आज 4 days से मैं भूखा हूँ, 3 दिन से भूखा, आज तो मैं मर जाऊंगा. एंड ही सडनली हर्ड flute. Then he realized, oh, I have to go in the direction of that sound. And he went in the direction. There he saw in the net, Krishna was caught. Krishna was caught smilingly playing the flute. बोला हाँ, बांधा कंधे पे डाला, लेके आया, बाबा लो इसको खाओ. बाबा अंदर से ये रोज कुछ ना कुछ प्राणी पकड़ के लेके, आज क्या प्राणी पकड़ के लाया समझ में नहीं आता. बाहर आके देखा तो कृष्ण पड़े हैं, स्माइल दे रहे हैं. इसमें ही टाइड इन द नेट बट स्टिल ही इज प्लेइंग द फ्लूट फ्रॉम द नेट. इमीडिएटली ये छोड़ इसको छोड़. मतलब व्हाट 4 days 4 दिन से भूखा रह के मैं पकड़ा है, क्या छोड़ उसको. ऐसा कैसे छोड़ेगा, तुम्हारा स्पेशल मेड टू ऑर्डर है ना, क्या बोलते हैं वो, कस्टमाइज्ड प्राणी पकड़ के लाया हूँ मैं और तुम छोड़ बोल रहा है. तो इमीडिएटली he said release him, fell his feet. Bhagwan, what is this? I have come to this jungle searching for so many years. You never came in my trap, but you came in this trap of this jungli who doesn't know anything, who is God also, and who are you? He said, Lord said, see, just by your darshan, he was cleansed of his sins. Though he was a hunter, he was cleansed of his sins. Contemplating about me, with that, how many days were you hungry and thinking about me? कितने दिन तुम भूखे थे? साधु महाराज तो भूखे तो नहीं थे, कंदमूल खा रहे, मतलब ठीक है, सात्विक था, जो भी था वो खा के कर रहे थे. But he was not that intensely looking at or searching for God. Whereas this fellow, no food and everywhere he could see. Do we see? Do we see any dark blue color and we think, oh, that is Krishna? Do we see any yellow color and we say, oh, this is Pitambari of Krishna? That intensity was not there with them. Whereas intensity was there with this hunter. And that's what Krishna said. When he is so intensely searching for you, and finally he was searching me not for his personal purpose, but for giving it to my devotee, that is you. That is why I got caught. So this is how we have to understand कि भाई कृष्ण को पाना है, कृष्ण को पकड़ना है. ये जो कुंती स्तुति है उसमें क्या बोल रही है, बार बार वो कृष्ण के बारे में ही स्मरण कर रही है. वो कृष्ण जो यशोदा मैया के हाथ में जो डंडा देखा, जो रस्सी देखा, जो रो के आंखों में से काजल मस्करा उतर रहा है, वो कृष्ण के बारे में सोच रही है. राइट नाउ कृष्ण स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ हिम इज one full 125-year-old Krishna, a full blown up boy, but she is still remembering Krishna in the childhood form. So what is the take home message we get from this? That always we should be trying to think about Krishna, always try to remember about Krishna, see in everything in relation with Krishna. If something good happens, that is also in relation with Krishna. If something bad happens, that is also the will of the Lord. It is for my betterment. If that purpose and focus of thinking is there, then you at any point, you are never detached from the Lord. Then Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhai, you are always connected to me by thinking of me. At no time should you give up thinking about me. The minute you give up thinking about me, you are detached from me. Otherwise, you are always attached. Okay, with this we would like to close today's session. Anybody has got any doubts, questions, can ask.
You told me to remind about the